97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio.
Power to the listeners.
It is now time for Major News to the Hour, brought to you by Crystal Beverages Company, Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Lisha Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago News Day.
This is the 3 p.m. news update on U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. I am Uma Ratan Singh. Good afternoon. Works and Transport Minister Rohan Sinanan said the former government spent close to $2 billion on helicopter maintenance. Sinanan slammed the past administration for cancelling the offshore patrol vessels. Education Minister Anthony Garcia is accused of disrespecting the National Parent Teachers Association. This comes from acting president of the NPTA, Clarence Mendoza. Meanwhile, the NPTA said it wants children to stay at home from school at this time. The Ministry of Health is continuing its investigations as to how 3 persons contracted the coronavirus. In its 10 a.m. news update, the ministry said there were 10 new confirmed cases of the virus. 7 of those were persons who came into contact with persons who previously tested positive for the virus. Regionally, the Bahamas is struggling under the strain of a second wave of COVID-19, and internationally, a large blast in Lebanese capital Beirut has caused widespread damage and injured hundreds of people. And that's some of the stories making the news at this time. Join us again at 4 p.m. for Major News. I am Uma Ratan Singh. Good afternoon.
That was Major News to the Hour, brought to you by Crystal Beverages Company, Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Lisha Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago News Day.
For quality items, visit Super Quality Supermarket of Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, as well as Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket, Cuba Car Park, for all your grocery items, liquor, fresh fruits, and vegetables, not forgetting their bed and bath section, and kitchen appliances for your home. With so many items to choose from, take advantage of our great prices and discounts at any of our 3 locations. Estate in Trin City, Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Cuba. For quality items, Super Quality Supermarket and Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
Visit Eddie's Pharmacies Limited newest location inside JTA Supermarket, C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando. They offer blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, and pregnancy testing, as well as all pharmaceutical products and over-the-counter drugs, along with CDAP prescriptions. Sagicor Carry Care International Medical Card, Guardian Life Provider Card, and Republic Bank points are all accepted at their 3 locations of Eddie's Pharmacy Limited. RS Building, Rosha Douglas Road, Barrackpore, GN Building in Pinal, and C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando.
KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia, for all your plumbing and electrical supplies, water heaters, filters and water pumps, plus all parts for Gould, Pentax and Leo pumps. Choose from leading brands such as Cooper, Varma, BT Sino, Leviton and General Electric. Call 665-6954 for more information. KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia.
The following is a paid political announcement.
This ad brought to you by the PNM.
Trinidad and Tobago, PNM again, PNM again. Rain or sun, we vote in PNM, PNM again, PNM again, PNM again.
August 10th, vote PNM. Great is the PNM.
That was a paid political announcement. The following is a paid political announcement.
This ad brought to you by the PNM.
Vote for the love of we country. We go vote to protect the treasury. Vote is only Dr. Rowley, the right choice for TNT. And that's super, super, super red. Springy water, red. Blessings from the higher, red. The sweetness, yeah, red. Sprinkle everywhere, red. Well, your body's a hair, red. But you got the ice in.
On August 10th, vote PNM. Great is the PNM.
That was a paid political announcement.
A very good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago, and to all of those who are locked on live on the World Wide Web, on Facebook, on 975 Multicultural Radio. We are live, streaming live. Also to all of those who are logged on onto our YouTube page, RCLU 975, and to those on the traditional radio band of 975 FM, welcome on board to Politics 2020. Just 5 days away from that grand day of general elections in TNT. We heard that you wanted more guidance, more insight, more direction. And that is why you are here right now. Tuned into U975 FM. Because let's face it, every day is not going to be easy. That's how life works. But you know, difficult roads often leads to great destinations. COVID-19 turning every single economy upside down, even ours, right before our eyes. It's no different. Crime is but the manifestation and accumulation of greater ills and failures in our nation. It is compulsory that we address and revamp the judicial system. But it is imperative that we win the war against drugs. This cannot be done simply by tightening and patrolling our borders. We must also involve our population. It is no secret, many in the marginal seats have witnessed it, that they have been victims of intimidation tactics on election day. And hence the reason why some candidates would win over a slight margin over the other. The young people needs to get involved in making this nation a better place. While 40% of the youths do not care who form the next government, you must. That is your right. You can call me in on 636-7547. 2275739 on Politics 2020 if you wish to get in onto the program. You can also WhatsApp me on 378-4975. That's 378-4975. Our phone numbers again are 636-7547 or 2275739. We have a very early interview set up, but let me take one or two calls before I move on to that interview. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome.
Good afternoon. This is PJ. And I hope you bolen today. I hope you bolen today.
Yes.
And the COVID going up again.
Yes, it did.
And it's a frightening thing that what's going on in this country, Trinidad, and we to the delinquents. And the young people don't want to vote. I will tell you why. I live off a 7W man. I will tell you why. And from my life, I want to say that too. No matter who come in power, we are still have to work hard. But come on, if you need a change, go out and vote.
If you need a change, you have to have your say. Don't complain.
I have a say. Yeah, I have a say. I want from
Don't complain. Well, PNM is doing this and UNC is doing that. If you want a say, you must vote.
But I go and vote. I don't tell them my wife already. I say, well, I have in my family, in my little area, and It's about 50 we go and vote. And I'm making sure every day I have a sister. I do not tell them what's going on. I just see 6 o'clock break. We go in, everybody done talk that area about 50 we like, and I can maybe say 1 minute and 1 minute out. And we done, we go and vote. And we know we're going to vote for. And you have a blessed and pleasant day.
Thank you.
And we just have to pray. That's what we have to do. Pray.
Thank you, sir. 636-7547, 227-5739. Hello, good afternoon.
Pleasant good afternoon. This is Triple D.
Hello, Triple D. How are you?
Great. The weather set up down here.
Pardon?
The weather set up.
Yes, it is in central Trinidad as well.
I want to ask you one question.
Mm-hmm.
Who did the screening for Paradise? EDC or the PNM?
Who did the screening?
Screening for Paradise, EDC or the PNM?
I didn't hear your question clearly.
I said, who did the screening for Paradise?
Well, it would be the UNC, obviously. What kind of question is that?
No, I said, who did the screening for the candidate?
Well, who would have to screen the candidate? Whichever party you go up for, that is the party will screen you?
No, the EDC, what role EDC does play?
Your party have to screen you.
And for nomination, then you're facing EDC.
Nomination that you are faced by EBC, yes.
Well, I thought the PNM did that work. The way they heard the talking, the father not qualified.
Well, they are claiming that there is a gist in the law there that he signed the wrong papers.
Okay, that's all I want to find out.
He was quarantined. He was supposed to sign another paper. Okay, but don't call in and ask silly questions, please. Hello, good afternoon.
Ms. Duki, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Well, the EBC must know what paper he's supposed to sign. And if he signed the wrong paper, according to the PNM, and the EBC accept it, well, then there is a blame. They can't blame me now.
Well, the court will decide that. Beyond the EBC.
They go on to court?
Well, that is what the minister indicated. They will take it to court.
Talking, man. Why didn't they go to court when they extend the voting power? But you know, more importantly, as I asked Kenrick this morning, how did the PNM know that he signed the wrong form?
Well, probably that is open information if you are a party inside.
So they went and checked all 39 UNC candidates.
But that is not much to check.
But why would they want to go and check all 39 candidates to see what form they signed?
Well, you know that is irrelevant at this point.
It's irrelevant, but that was the point I was making.
Does that make any sense? That is irrelevant. What does that add to the argument? How they get to know about it? The point is...
That is the point I was making to you yesterday when you were talking about the GCOM.
The point is he signed the wrong form and he should have known better.
And the point is, and what I am making is, how did they know that? They have people in the EBC who is working with the PNM. Just 2 weeks ago, the Commissioner of Police said there was a leak in the DPP's office. You understand? So that is what the PNM planned, the people in all these institutions.
And you know, if the UNC was in government, the PNM would say the same thing.
What?
It is the same Nancy story you hear from government in, government come, government go.
I find if the man sign his papers and give it to the EBC, whether they find something wrong with it, well, how the PNM should know that? Them shouldn't be able to wouldn't be aware of that at all. But you see, there are people there, and that is why when you see they appointed that lady to lead the EBC, that the opposition raise objections because she's related to some former PNM minister. You see all these kind of things, Ms. Duki, that's going on in this country. You remember how this DPP get appointed? You understand? When they removed the man who was there, and they come and they put somebody else, they put Jeffrey Henderson, because he didn't want Mr. Mark Mohammed was carrying out some investigation. And then you come and you parachute Mr. Archie into the top position of CCJ or the Chief Justice and leave out more senior people. And when you come now to the petition, he telling you, yes, it was the EBC was wrong to extend it by an hour, but you know, we're going to leave the matter. So, and all these kind of things, you're putting people in senior positions, in strategic offices, and to work for the PNM party. You understand? So I'm saying that they had no right, the PNM had no right to know that, except...
Well, listen, Padaran nomination paper was posted up at the office of the returning officer.
The fact is, and...
You heard what I said?
Yes, I heard you.
Anybody sign nomination papers,
yes,
it is posted up at the office of the returning officer.
Well, why didn't the EBC tell the man he signed in the wrong form?
I can't answer that. The EBC have to answer that.
Exactly. Thank you, dear.
Thank you. 636-7547, 2275739. Good afternoon.
And you have a driver's permit. And if you go to renew your driver's permit, and you sign the wrong form, it has somebody checking the form. You know you can't get your permit renewed. Alright? Somebody have to be checking the form to say, okay, good, your form is in order, carry on. So I can't understand a form. You could either follow that form the right way or the wrong way. And if you follow it out the wrong way, it has people there who are accepting the form. When you follow out that form, you hand it to somebody who will check it and verify and say, okay, everything is good. Then you're doing a job, or that was a setup.
Okay, it's 3:15 in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Let us take our first commercial break, and when we come back, I have an interview set up. I hope I get through it. I'm supposed to call Mr. David Abdullah, but he is on the road campaigning, and he told me to call before 3:30, so I would like to call him now. Let me see if I can get him on the line just after this commercial break.
For quality items, visit Super Quality Supermarket of Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, as well as Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket, Cuba Car Park, for all your grocery items, liquor, fresh fruits, and vegetables, not forgetting their bed and bath section, and kitchen appliances for your home. With so many items to choose from, take advantage of our great prices and discounts at any of our 3 locations: Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Cuba. For quality items, Super Quality Supermarket and Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket.
KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia, for all your plumbing and electrical supplies, water heaters, filters, and water pumps, plus all parts for Gould, Pentax, and Leo pumps. Choose from leading brands such as Cooper, Varma, BT Sino, Leviton, and General Electric. Call 665-6954 for more information. KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia.
The following is a paid political announcement.
The virus is spreading within our borders. But what can we do? Rowley announced the borders were closed. But we never got the whole story. Boats still arrive from Venezuela every day. We never really had a plan. Where is the testing? How many are really sick? How many will continue to arrive illegally on our shores? Will we ever know? Will he ever tell us? If he will never answer, then the answer is change.
That was a paid political announcement.
Welcome back to all our listeners and all our viewers on YouTube on RCLU 975 FM. This is Politics 2020 with yours truly, Ann Dookie. I have on the line with me Mr. David Abdullah, leader of the MSJ. Good afternoon, Mr. Abdullah.
Good afternoon, ma'am, and good afternoon to all of your listeners.
Thank you, sir. How is the campaign coming along?
Well, it's going very well, you know. I'm just on my way up to Diego Martin to join my candidate there in Diego Martin Central. I've been walking point of care. I've covered most of the constituents. I still have a bit left to complete, but the feedback on the ground has been very good. People have been very happy that I'm a candidate. People have been happy that MSJ is contesting, and therefore they have a choice in this election. Because normally it's just 2 parties on the ballot. And
yes.
for most people, that does not present them a choice. They in that situation, people tend to vote how they traditionally will vote. But this time they have a choice and therefore can do something different and bring about change.
Now, recently, Mr. Roger Ansel Roger, he have advised people on the ground to pay close attention of the coming days before they vote, right? Now, signing 5 days, this deal, 5 days before the general election, is it ethical?
Is it ethical to what? Sorry?
This deal between the refinery deal that Mr. Roger wants to sign with the government, is it ethical 5 days before the general election to sign such a deal?
Yes, sure, yes. But I made the call first, several weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago, I called for the Prime Minister to sign the agreement with the union company, Patriotic, for the sale of the refinery and the port operations at Point of Care. And we have to understand that this was not something that happened overnight. This is not a decision or an agreement that was dragged up in the last few days just before the election.
Mm-hmm.
This has been a process that has been ongoing now for well over a year. The requests were made for companies to put in bids for the refinery, and after bids were put in, they were evaluated, and a committee was established by the government comprising of technocrats and other persons knowledgeable in the energy sector, and they identified Patriotic as the preferred bidder. And that was announced to the country in September of last year in the Parliament. So we are talking about a process that has been ongoing. Patriotic was identified as the preferred bidder in September last year, so it's not something that is taking place on the eve of an election in the sense of a process. Further to that, after it was announced in Parliament that Patriotic was the preferred bidder, the country was also advised that Patriotic had some additional questions to answer, some additional issues that required clarification. They were given a time frame of a couple of months. They met that time frame, so since somewhere in November, the agreement also have been worked on for signature. And it really is very unfortunate that it's been dragged out for so long, primarily by the government. So this thing should have been settled, 3-4 months ago. So the question that you asked wouldn't even arise in people's minds.
Yes.
But it is not unethical because it is a process that has been ongoing for more than a year.
Okay, yes, in people's minds, they are seeing it as something just coming on upon the eve of a general election.
Yeah, because two reasons for that. One is that people have very short memories in Trinidad and Tobago, so they forget what happened a year and a half ago. They forget that in September last year, which is 11 months ago, an announcement was made 11 months ago that Patriotic was the preferred bidder. So people have a short memory and they forget. And unfortunately, there are some people in the country, both current and aspiring politicians, who feed a false narrative that reinforces people's concerns and fears unnecessarily, because it is not based on the history or on the facts.
So it is not unusual. Given the chronology of events, do you see an early restarting of the refinery?
Well, it was always going to be a situation where it would take between 9 months and a year for the refinery to start operations. In other words, for the first barrel of oil to be refined. And the reason for that is that the refinery being shut down, a lot of work has to be done to get it into a condition which is safe to operate. So that, those who pass through Point of Care, for example, would have seen the tanks in the tank farm. Some of them are in bad condition, they're rusting, they can't be used. Pipelines have to be checked and replaced or refurbished. You now have to work on all of your compressors and pumps, all the equipment has to be checked, all the instrumentation, all the electrical work. All of that has to be checked before you press the button to start refining oil. And that process will take anywhere between 9 months and a year. And what is significant, though, is that in that time, in those 9 months to 12 months, the union company will have to bring in very large amounts of money. Some people have estimated between 400 and 500 million US dollars to invest in that work of restoration, refurbishment, and so on. And thousands of people will get employment. Foreign exchange will come into the country for that work to be done. Businesses who are engaged in that kind of work, people, companies that build tanks and pipelines and so on, and do inspections of equipment and electrical work, all of these businesses located primarily in the south, and many of them in my own constituency of Port of Fair, will get contracts, and therefore business activity will pick up. So once the contract is signed, within a few months, business activity is going to take off in the south, and people will get jobs.
Mr. Abdullah, moving back to the political front, how is the MSJ welcome out there, seeing that people mainly vote towards the UNC or the PNM? How is your party doing in preparation for the general election?
Yeah, I mean, the feedback has been good. People are saying that they're supporting me. As I walk, and the support is coming from both people who you would think traditionally vote PNM and those who you think they traditionally vote UN. People want something different, like to change in the country. They're very happy that we are in the election campaign and that the MSJ's balance scale is on the ballot.
Would you say a lot of these supporters are people who have been dismissed by the Petrotrin refinery?
Yes, well, all of those are supporting, that's for sure. But there are many who are not connected directly to Petrotrin at all who are also supporting. There are young people who are looking forward to getting employment opportunities because of the work that has to be done at the refinery. There are business people who see business activity being stimulated as a result of this. So there are people across the board. There are people who just want good governance, who are saying that the two traditional parties have not done anything to bring about fundamental change in the country. People are tired of the promises and the lack of representation by the FT. People are not happy at all with this approach of last-minute paving of roads, of opening up community centers. People are fed up of all of that kind of long-time politics, if you wish.
I take note that you mentioned youths. I know a lot of the youths, they are disenchanted. Some of them don't even care who forms the next government.
Yes, some of them don't, and so part of it has been, talking to them and saying to them why they should vote in the first place and why they should vote for the MSJ in the second place. So that, we've been communicating one-on-one as I walk about. Yesterday I ran into a couple of young people as I walk about, well, more than a couple, but there were two young men who said, yes, we're supporting you, we want change, we're going with the MSJ. Because it is something different and new, and the approach to politics is completely different.
Okay, Mr. Abdullah, thank you for your time. I know you are on the campaign trail, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you very much for having me on your program.
You're welcome. That is David Abdullah, head of the MSJ, the Movement for Social Justice. We see the calls keep coming in, but we have to take a short commercial break, and when we come back, we will entertain your calls.
The following is a paid political announcement.
This ad brought to you by the PNM.
Trinidad and Tobago, PNM again, PNM again. Rain or sun, we vote in PNM, PNM again, PNM again, PNM again. Man, woman and child, we vote in PNM again. Hey. To serve the people and country, that is the vision. We have the most brilliant mind, providing best solutions. 10th of August 2020, for the election. We moving with Dr. Rowley to lead the nation. Cause the PNM is the right choice at the right time. On election day, vote PNM. Hey, don't get left behind. The PNM is the right choice at the right time. On election day, vote PNM. Now is PNM time.
On August 10th, vote PNM. Great is the PNM.
That was a paid political announcement.
Kathy School Sport Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liqueur, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liqueur, wholesale and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy School Sport Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
The following is a paid political announcement.
This ad brought to you by the PNM.
PNM is a PNM power. PNM, a positive healing power. PNM, moving forward together. PNM, introducing Rishi, my brother.
All of we is one family. All of we is one family. Working together to build this country. When the world was breaking, everyone agreed. When the world was breaking, we happy it was seen. And that is why we voted for our country.
On August 10th, vote PNM. Great is the PNM.
That was a paid political announcement.
Visit Eddie's Pharmacies Limited newest location inside JTA Supermarket, C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando. They offer blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, and pregnancy testing, as well as all pharmaceutical products and over-the-counter drugs, along with CDAP prescriptions. Sagicor Carry Care International Medical Card, Guardian Life Provider Card, and Republic Bank points are all accepted at their 3 locations of Eddie's Pharmacy Limited. RS Building, Rosha Douglas Road, Barrackpore, GN Building in Pinal, and C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando.
For quality items, visit Super Quality Supermarket of Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, as well as Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket, Cuba Car Park, for all your grocery items, liquor, fresh fruits, and vegetables, not forgetting their bed and bath section, and kitchen appliances for your home. With so many items to choose from, take advantage of our great prices and discounts at any of our 3 locations: Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Cuba. For quality items, Super Quality Supermarket and Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket.
"27 minutes before the top of the hour, let's return back to the lines. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, and good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago.
Hello, Larry.
And I heard in your newscast at the hour that the ministry cannot understand where these cases are coming from. Well, let me inform the ministry that these cases are coming from local people who have entered our borders illegally. The Venezuelans are here, they are bringing the virus, and many of the Trinidad and Tobago citizens are mingling with them, employing them, have them around them every single second of the day. Whatever they do after working hours, that's their business. But here, the ministry knows how this virus is spreading. They do not want to alarm the public.
We are entertaining them.
Yeah, and the public now is saying this, and word on the ground is that as soon as the election is over, they're going to call for a shutdown. Then you have to wonder about the CPL, if the CPL will pull off. So right now, the country is at stake. The government of the DN are saying this, and I want Eric to hear this. The ministry, the government, the CMO, they are putting the lives of Trinidad and Tobago at stake now. For what reason? For what reason? I think personally right now, even though election is in the air, the Commissioner of Police should crack down with all the officers that we have in this country and start bringing these people to 10 in gatherings. Because at the end of the day, and I am saying this, and are you concerned about we had 10 cases reported today?
Of course.
How that digesting you? To know that you are out there, you are doing media work.
Well,
when you
it
go home, you
meant
travel
that
in
it
taxi
is
to go home.
spreading. It is spreading.
Right. And then what precautions can you take? What precautions? We do not know how far this virus has spread in this country. And only when people show signs of sickness and they go for a check, then you get them to understand that they have COVID. So right now, according to a customer of mine, he said, listen, I had to treat you, a salesman, as you have COVID, so I protected myself. I am seeing a lot of old people starting to put on the mask now. Young people, no, they're not putting on the mask, right? But I am saying this, and I'm calling it before it happened. We're going to have a pandemic. You see, right after this election is over, we're going to have a pandemic in this country because nobody taking this thing seriously. And at the end of the day, when it get out of hand, then people will bawl and cry and say, if I didn't know, if I didn't only know, if I didn't follow the guidelines, they would have been in a better place. So I am saying this. I am following this COVID up till last night. I was watching a broadcast on Como Live, Como Prime Time, where a 17-year-old guy, a young teenager, lost his parents 4 days apart, right, from COVID. That was shocking to him. So he is parentless. How many people in this country that this government and this CMO and this Minister of National Security is going to make parentless? How many? How many? Because we do not have a proper health facility in this country to manage anything that is major. And everybody just talking about election and campaign. Well, let me tell you something. When we done election and you're done campaign, let me see if you have a party to run this country. Because half of them might dead from COVID, or half of them might be infected from COVID. How can they sit in Parliament to run this country? From the hospital bed? We do not have the proper medication. There's no vaccine, and people. And I am telling you, I am here, and I am working the ground, and I'm hearing talk on the ground. People are very much frightened right now. When you look at the campaign trail and you see what is taking place, these people don't give a damn, you know. They don't give a damn. And I'm not hearing the Minister of National Security addressing this. He is responsible for the well-being and the safety of our citizens. And I'm wondering, how come when they carry them to Shagaramas, what procedure are they doing with these Venezuelans when they capture them and carry them to Shagaramas? What procedure? One of the questions I would like to ask, and if anybody from the media fraternity is listening who goes to those press conferences, could the CMO give an indication how long these people had the COVID within them before they were tested? That's a question that is not being answered. So look the ratio, and they get 10 people to tested positive this morning, right? If every person talks to 100 persons,
well, that is what you call community spread. That is how it is.
That's 1,000 people, and those 1,000 people will go about their business and talk to about 150 people.
And then they will go to their homes?
Yeah, when you do the math, they show a very high temperature. What do? You say, well, we don't allow them to go in negotiation. I said, that's all you do. He said, well, management, they say, don't allow them in negotiation. I said, so what management do? He said, they do nothing. So and this happened with 2 people over the weekend in my community here in Debe.
So their scan is just to purchase items.
Right?
It's for their own
not only that, benefits. Security guards cannot implement any law, any word of the government is saying. It have to be by law then. So he could just tell the guy, hey, your temperature high, you can't come in. But if that person goes to the next supermarket that not
but your temperature may not be high because of COVID, eh?
Exactly.
Let's face
so what
that.
I'm saying, we have to be cautious. Because one of the temperature the guy was 43.7 or something around there. That is really high. What the ministry is really doing, CPL coming up just now, the players are here for quarantine. Yes, CPL paid for the quarantine time in this country. But the election is around the corner, 6 days again. So we're jeopardizing the lives of children, let me put it like that, and parents who are abiding with the law. You are jeopardizing their life for election. You're jeopardizing their lives for our CPL, and here what? Everybody just go on the merry business. But when we start to see people dying, because we still stand at 8, it is not alarming as yet, but you have to look at it in long term. If this start to get out of control, let's imagine America is a first world country, and look where they are today, right? We just a dot. We're a third world country, and we're not taking this thing seriously. I think by now, the Ministry of Health, the Minister of National Security, and the CMO pull their socks up and come out and get these things implemented, because here what? We're going to have it, and when they come, we will say, I might be crying on the phone talking to you, But you know what? We won't take it on right now. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you. 636-7547-227-5739. Let's say good afternoon to this caller here. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hello, welcome, ma'am.
This
How are you
COVID,
doing today?
I'm doing fine. I'm not sick, but I see the doctor a few weeks ago, so I think I'm all right now. I was frightened for the COVID, but he said sinus I have. And you know what I'm noticing? The government not telling the people the truth. When he closed down the schools, he didn't have no COVID. People wasn't testing for COVID. He closed down the school. Now it has COVID. He said open the school. You can't, I mean, I can't understand. Could you understand as a young person? He said to open the school. Now they have COVID. He said open the school. I just feel he wanted the money to run election, and he get the money, and he don't care who dead or who live. Where this government is now, they're fighting for their life. They're fighting to just remain there, because you see what's happening to the election and boundary. Election and boundary, yes, I know there's PNM, you know. They think now there's PNM. People now realize there's PNM. They take, when they say they split the boundary here, they take my name out from my house and send me in St. Joseph to vote. The neighbor on my left, where should I go St. Joseph? But she was also belonging to St. Anthony.
So you are voting in St. Joseph?
I went and vote because my name was there. I went and vote. But after election, I go back down to them. I put back my name on the list. Because, I mean, you know me, when I was young, I was a fighter, you know. I only had to take things easy now because I'm home. And the children will have to come and get me, and they will say they didn't come in. Mommy, leave that alone. So, but when I was outside, when they see they couldn't get me, only because they realized I'm not singing out the same prayer book as them. When they see they couldn't get me, they take my name off the list completely. From the time I look on the shop, and I ain't see my name, I go down in the office. When I go, my name not there. They tell me go into the head man. A lady push out her head. She say, go in so-and-so, go in so-and-so. He moving out with people. And the man is a black man just like me and she, you know. He moving out with people. I go to him. I tell him he search. He said the name's gone out already. He was very polite. He said the name's gone out already, but your name will be in the binder. When you go, don't go on no line. Just go inside. You're going to see a lady sitting on your right. You go there and your name there. It's a good thing. It's not like now I won't get to vote. I walk with my little piece of glasses, was I reading glasses, and I hang it on me eye. When the woman make my name start with a U. When she reach a G, she shake her head and tell me that your name not here. And I bawl out hard for everybody to say. I embarrass her. I say, you're now in a U. You're now in a G. You ain't reached a U yet. I said, I don't know why they put all this and all I can't read. And it's so I get to vote. And I come out. Well, they watch me bad, but I didn't care. I vote and I come out. The people and them, all how they just turn to lose the election, to win the election. You see with about that, I don't know what will take place with that. But I will encourage the people, go out and vote. As long as you vote, go out and vote. If even he lose after, go out and vote. Because I going out. I don't make arrangement already and tell them come for me because they send me money. I'm going out and vote. Thank you.
Thank you very much. If you have been a special voter, you know, special voters were eligible to vote since yesterday. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ann.
Hello.
I just want to tell the last lady who was on the line that if they had put her in St. Joseph to vote, and well, from my perception from her discourse is that she may very well be a UNC voter. The EBC may have been doing the UNC a favor since the St. Joseph is a marginal seat.
It is marginal.
That the UNC is likely to win. The more people vote for the UNC in St. Joseph, so you should be happy, lady. Anyway, that's just a quick.
That's by the way, yes.
Yes. Listen, and your caller, the two callers before, was quite correct on a lot of fronts where the question of COVID is concerned. But before I go, I want to ask you a question, Anne. You said there were 10 persons detected today?
There were 10 persons named, yes.
Okay. How did you get that information?
It was announced, it was in the media.
It was announced by who?
It was in the news. I heard it on Midday News today.
You mean the government announced it?
I heard it on Midday News today.
So the same government that you say is covering it up, they announced it?
Well, I guess the source would be the Ministry of Health. The source would be the Ministry of Health.
Precisely. The government have no need to hide this situation. None whatsoever.
Well,
and they continue to be open with the population. Why do people come here and make statements like that? That the government
that they are hiding? Well,
they're not hiding anything. They give you a release every day. They give you a release. Look, so many people came in, so many were tested, so many were positive. They're letting you know. They have to shut down your school. They tell you where the school is, what was a student. They tell you everything. But you can't please everybody. You can't please everybody.
This virus have grown exponentially, right?
Exponentially.
Right. You cannot be lulled into complacency.
No, you don't. And that is one of the things that I'm calling to say. Because a few of my friends called me and told me that they wanted to keep the children at home, and I told them that that was their right. Because if your child got COVID, nobody is going in the hospital with you and stay up nights or whatever it is, or stay up nights. Well, you can't go in and get COVID, but you will have to be worried while your child is isolated somewhere being treated. And at the end of the day, you have to determine what is best for your child health-wise. And let me put it to you this way. I would suggest to everybody who's listening, if you don't have to go to the supermarket, don't go.
Don't go.
If you don't have to go to the hardware, don't go. They say come and go to a beach line, don't go. It's an essential.
You are still seeing people are still glazing on High Street, walking casually.
Take a beach time in your bathroom, right? Because you know what might happen to you, Daddy? You might go outside there, get COVID, and come home and bring it for mommy and bring it for the little boy and the little girl, and your whole house get it. That could be really sad because it seems.
Well, you know, the Prime Minister has a press conference tomorrow, so we will hear what he has to say on that.
Yeah. So we have to take personal responsibility. And my advice to people: if you don't have to be in contact with somebody, don't be in contact with them. Facebook, whatever it is. Talk to them on the phone. That is nice.
Of course.
It's better that way because it would seem to me that people have gotten COVID and they are going around the country spreading it, and we do not know who they are. You don't know when they stop in the neighborhood supermarket. You don't know. You don't know when they went to the hardware store. You just don't know. You don't know when they travel in the same taxi. You just don't know. That is what is happening now. So you need to limit contact. Go out there when you have to. Come back as soon as you could. Stay indoors. Children want to go out to party. No party right now. Let us see what is happening. Take personal responsibility because when you get the virus, only the doctors can try to help you, and not everybody survives. That is one of the bad things about it. Right? We look at the TV here and we see how people are dying. Listen, did you see this guy, Herman Cain? He went to Trump rally, and because Trump said, wearing a mask makes you feel weak. So Trump had his rally, and he was there without a mask. The man got COVID virus, and he never recovered. 74-year-old Herman Cain. He never recovered. He died. And you know something? The day he got the virus, Trump started to wear a mask. So people, let me tell all you something. COVID is real. It's not a fake. It's not a fake, and you have to be conscious of what you are doing. And if you don't have to be out there, don't go.
Let me take some other callers.
Okay,
there,
good.
Eric. Thank you. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome.
Right. Ma'am, I have been saying about this for the longest while. I've been saying these migrants, as I said, I don't want them to call any other name, call them migrants. They have been coming and mingling with locals all over the place. And one of these days, if it hasn't happened yet, and where I live in Freeport, I could say that where I live in Freeport, there's a whole lot of them. Some working in bars, some taxi driving them around. They're liming all over the place. They're working for other people. and they make it as normal as they even have a mask. When they go to the shop and you tell them put on a mask, they want to fight you. You're giving them a sign, you're showing them your mask, you're giving them a sign that on this kind of thing. So it will have a bigger community spread soon. Take my word for it. Bye, thanks.
Thank you. Good afternoon, welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon. Two things. The previous caller, I don't think I really put a lot of blame on the Venezuelans. I think they're being more obedient and following the rules more than the Trinidadians in terms of wearing masks. Many Trinidadians are wearing no masks and washing their hands. So don't blame the Venezuelans completely. And he said they're on the block linemen and driving in taxi. I think most of them working. I don't think they come here to line. And the second point is a few callers before who talk long. He kept saying that they're opening schools and they don't know what they're doing. What does he suggest that they do? Does he have a time when COVID he feel will go and schools could? What is his solution instead of saying the CMO not doing this one not doing it? What is his solution? What does he think they should do besides what they're doing right now? That was the caller before, the lady who had the mix up with
her name, yes.
Yeah, what does he suggest that they do rather than just criticize? Does he have any solution? Because the COVID has no sign of going, so I mean, life has to go on somehow. So what does he suggest that we do?
Good afternoon, welcome.
Yes, it's me again. Reply to that guy there just now. I'm not saying what I am seeing. I tell you what I am seeing, ma'am. This is what I've seen around where I live. So he's saying they had to work. I do agree, but they mingling with other people, right? And I could tell you, if I know them by name, I could have called name now. Most of them, 95% don't wear masks. I'm telling you this, and it just grieves me to say something, and I can't say it. Right? So what he talking about? Most of them wearing masks. He must be aligned with them. Tell him I say so.
Well, I'm sure he's listening. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon, welcome. Okay, that person isn't there. I wanted to get into some of the details published today by the Organization of American States and the World Health Organization, but after these calls. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. And don't vex it, man. Before I make my contribution, I'm going to tell you something. Your show is a very popular show. You have a lot of people calling in. Regulate your calls in the first hour to 2 minutes. One call in the first hour, 2 minutes, and let other people voice their opinion. Though one man talking for 10 minutes, I think. Other people
call and make your point, sir. You are doing the same thing.
No, I'm making the point. No, I make my point already.
You're doing the same thing. 636-7547, 227-5739. Good afternoon.
Good evening, baby.
Good day.
Tell me something. We have 99.9 of the venue them coming in on the Southland, right?
Yes.
How much people down in Cedar side or down on the Southland have COVID?
COVID, yes.
But
well, have they been tested? Have they been tested? That's another thing.
They said the venue bringing in the COVID in this country. Every venue they have by the 100 they're coming in down on Cedar side. Right? All down on that area. How much people down on the Cedar? They have a village down the mark.
Several.
Valley Village. Right? Valley Village. You hearing anybody down on the south?
Well, I haven't, to be quite honest, I haven't heard of any. I'm in regular contact with the councillor down there, and I have not heard of any incidents.
So how you could blame the people? When when they come here, they're coming here to sit down, you know. Then when they come here to make their hustle. Because what they eating in a rubbish bin. Here they come in to get $2-3 as if they got mind their family. You understand? So don't let us blame the Valley because we Trini leaving Trinidad and going in the States and going to Canada and doing the same damn thing. You know? So what good for you, let it be good for them. That the people hungry, let it come. Because all the Trini don't want to work. All they don't want to work. And if the people come in here to work, to hustle a little dollar, and let the people come in. What you going to tell them? They don't come in so much already and already them allow them to come and give them paper. Who want to come in, let them come. We got to live. We can't do nothing. We can't run the people back. Hungriness is a bad thing, you know. When people are hungry, it's like evil on them, you know. You understand? If the people have been hungry, they want to run, come here and do all this other thing. They want to come here They'd always see them and they go walking, looking for a little walk, looking for a little hustle. They're coming here to go by no rum shop. You don't see when he's sitting by the rum shop linemen and troubling people. They come here to make the little hustle people. And all of those go with the people that they're bringing this COVID down here because the area they come in, nobody have it down there because we are here, nobody have it. So they don't blame the people, them man. Is we training right here, we're playing the fool all about and them getting it. So they don't blame the people, them man. Let the people make the little hustle, man. The people want to live, man.
All right, sir. Thank you. Continue to call us just before the 4 p.m. news. You have just about 2 minutes again to call in. Good afternoon. Welcome.
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
The same thing, well, according to the color, people leave here and go away. And when you check their record when they come back, if you check them right now when they come back with COVID. So I can understand. The thing about it is that we're not protecting ourselves. We go in Korea as usual, we go in the sea as usual, we want to line in the... At times we don't have no money. When they close down the border and close down everything, we have no money. Not so. As soon as the rum shop open, everybody in the rum shop lining, jamming shoulder, but don't say they look at the spread we getting, and still nobody not understanding why we getting this spread. But anyway, I could protect myself as much as I could protect myself. I don't have to go nowhere, I'm not going. If I have to go somewhere, I'm making sure that when I go, I see, let me tell you something, I got an address on this. And I go so late thinking that people go handle crowd. You know, when I went to the harder, you know, it had crowd, I had to stand up. A good way from these people, even if I'm in the line, I can't even go because the people crowd up. So I protected myself. And I want to give you the score in the election. Is all right, eh? Hello?
Yes, go ahead quickly.
Yeah, the score in the election, PNL getting a constitutional majority. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you. It's just about 2 minutes before the top of the hour. We have news coming up shortly where you can continue to call after the 4 p.m. newscast. So let's hear this caller quickly. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
You see that caller that say, let the Venezuelans, they come here to hustle? That is true. They didn't bring COVID here, you know. But we still like to blame or to push the blame on other people that we blaming them. These people, I see them in mass. Some of them who saying that he don't see them in mass, 95% of them have no mass. These people here are on the hustle. They don't have time to break the law and all kind of things. Tell me which Venezuelan breaking the law. Tell me, they come here to save their life from over there. And if anybody who ever have visited down here, they would tell you their standard of living was much higher than ours.
All right, so call back after the 4 p.m. newscast. We have your 4 p.m. major news coming up next.
Time has come. New 97.5. Make it your choice. Something for everyone. 97.5 FM. Music for you. It's all about you.
U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, multicultural radio.
Power to the listeners.
It is now time for Major News to the Hour, brought to you by Crystal Beverages Company, Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Lisha Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago News Day.
This is the 4 p.m. news on U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. I am Uma Ratan Singh. Good afternoon. Works and Transport Minister Rohan Sinanan said the former government spent close to $2 billion in helicopter maintenance. He was speaking at the People's National Movement campaign meeting in Chaguanas East last night. Sinanan slammed the past administration for cancelling the offshore patrol vessels. He said they cancelled the OPVs to keep the helicopters.
Cost of those helicopters to you for the period that they use it as maxi taxis from Philippines to Port of Spain to Tobago to wherever they had to go was close to $2 billion. The maintenance cost, I'm not speaking about the cost of the helicopters, because these helicopters are expensive. A helicopter is probably the most expensive mode of transportation.
Sinanan further accused the former administration of wasting money.
Remember the fire truck? The average person knows that when your car shut down, your car go down a little cliff, you call a wrecker, and they might charge you $500. They might charge you $1,000 or $1,500. Even if wrecker went down, the fire truck went down, that's a huge. A man come and he say, look, 25,000, 50,000, 100,000. All right, could argue that case. But think about you and your car, or you and a truck. You pay $1,500, $2,000, $3,000. You know it's $6 million?
The voice of Works and Transport Minister Rohan Sinanan. There has been a slowdown in retail sales in the city of San Fernando. This is according to the president of the Greater San Fernando Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Kiran Singh. He said this was due to the recent spike in COVID-19 cases. Singh was speaking exclusively to U975 FM this morning.
The recent spike in infections has caused a slowdown in commercial and retail activity in the southern city. Mm-hmm. There's no two ways about that. People are hesitant to come out, and they are fearful. Even workers want to not show up to work because of the fact that they feel their lives may be subjected to unhealthy surroundings.
The chamber president said this is a cause for concern.
I don't know where this all of a sudden this sudden spike in infections coming from, and it's worrying us as a southern business community that sales are already bad, and with this recent increase in the infections, it is causing even a further drawdown on business activity.
Education Minister Anthony Garcia is accused of disrespecting the National Parent Teachers Association. This comes from acting president of the NPTA, Clarence Mendoza. He was speaking in an interview with members of the media this morning. Mr. Mendoza explained that the minister has been distancing himself from the NPTA.
We continue to ask for meetings, and he continued to sideline the NPTA. Most of all, yesterday was the final straw. The NPTA executive has finally reached a point that they no longer has any inkling of the Minister of Education or any via means to have a discussion with him.
The association president further accused the minister of taking sides in the internal wrangling of the NPTA.
And it's not the first time we have seen this happening. We left it alone, but I think this morning the Ministry of Education, the Minister of Education, needs to speak to their legal team into who conducts the business of the National Parent Teachers Association.
The Ministry of Health is continuing investigations into how 3 persons contacted COVID-19. In its 10 a.m. update, the ministry said there were 10 new cases. 7 of those new cases are persons who came into contact with persons who recently tested positive for the virus. The 3 other cases are pending further investigations. Meanwhile, U97.5 FM understands that 2 senior police officers attached to the Couva police station are suspected of having the virus. We also understand that a police officer attached to the Grand Couva police station is also suspected of having the virus. And over in La Horquetta, the wife of a police officer has tested positive for COVID-19. Moving on regionally, the Bahamas is struggling under the strain of a second wave of COVID-19. Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis said the government must once again act quickly and forcefully to protect the health of citizens. He said over the last 2 weeks, health officials have seen an increase in indicators that point to the need for a national lockdown. Health officials advised that a lockdown will allow the repurposing of health facilities and the addition of health resources to accommodate the increased need for hospitalization and healthcare support. And internationally, a large blast in the Lebanese capital Beirut has caused widespread damage and injured hundreds of people. We hear more in this BBC report.
A massive explosion sent shockwaves tearing through the Lebanese capital. The blast happened in the port area. It looks as if the first explosion was followed by another, much larger one, which swept through many nearby buildings. Lebanon's health minister said there'd been many injuries and widespread damage.
I saw the fire, but I didn't yet knew there was going to be an explosion. We went inside. Suddenly I lost my hearing. Apparently I was too close. So I lost my hearing for a few seconds. I knew something was wrong. And then suddenly the glass just shattered all over the cars around us, the shops, the stores, the buildings. Just glass going down from all over the buildings.
Firefighters are tackling numerous blazes, while medical teams are searching for casualties in what is now a full-scale emergency.
And on to the weather forecast. For the period this afternoon and tonight, Trinidad and Tobago will experience light to moderate showers and a medium chance of a heavy shower and thunderstorm mainly over Trinidad. Partly cloudy night will be with scattered showers. Street flooding and gusty winds are possible in the event of a heavy downpour. Seas slight to moderate, waves up to 1.5 meter in open waters and near calm in sheltered areas. The current temperature is 29 degrees Celsius. And that brings us to the end of the 4 p.m. news. Join us again at 6 p.m. for more news. I am Uma Ratan Singh. Good afternoon.
That was Major News to the Hour, brought to you by Crystal Beverages Company, Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Leisha Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago News Day.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canoopia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
For quality items, visit Super Quality Supermarket of Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, as well as Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket, Cuba Car Park, for all your grocery items, liquor, fresh fruits, and vegetables, not forgetting their bed and bath section, and kitchen appliances for your home. With so many items to choose from, take advantage of our great prices and discounts at any of our 3 locations: Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Cuba. For quality items, Super Quality Supermarket and Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket.
The following is a paid political announcement.
This ad brought to you by the PNM.
Trinidad and Tobago, PNM again, PNM again. Rain or sun, we vote in PNM, PNM again, PNM again, PNM again. Man, woman and child, we vote in PNM again. Hey. To serve the people and country, not this division. We have the most brilliant mind, providing best solutions. 10th of August 2020, for the election. We moving with Dr. Rowley to lead the nation. Cause the PNM is the right choice at the right time on election day.
August 10th. Vote PNM. Great is the PNM.
That was a paid political announcement.
Visit Eddie's Pharmacies Limited newest location inside JTA Supermarket, C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando. They offer blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, and pregnancy testing, as well as all pharmaceutical products and over-the-counter drugs, along with CDAP prescriptions. Sagicor Caricare International Medical Card, Guardian Life Provider Card, and Republic Bank points are all accepted at their 3 locations of Eddie's Pharmacy Limited. RS Building, Rocha Douglas Road, Barrackpore, GN Building in Pinal, and C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando. Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liqueur, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liqueur, wholesale and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia, for all your plumbing and electrical supplies, water heaters, filters, and water pumps, plus all parts for Gould, Pentax, and Leo pumps. Choose from leading brands such as Cooper, Varma, BT Sino, Leviton, and General Electric. Call 665-6954 for more information. KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia.
The following is a paid political announcement.
The virus is spreading within our borders. But what can we do? Rowley announced the borders were closed, but we never got the whole story. Boats still arrive from Venezuela every day. We never really had a plan. Where is the testing? How many are really sick? How many will continue to arrive illegally on our shores? Will we ever know? Will he ever tell us? If he will never answer, then the answer is change.
That was a paid political announcement.
Welcome back to Politics 2020 on U975 FM. The lines kept ringing during the 4 p.m. newscast, but we thank Irma Ratan Singh for that 4 p.m. news update. Let us get back to the phone lines now. Good afternoon and welcome.
Good afternoon, Anne. Now,
Yes.
2 things I want to speak about. First of all, we cannot blame the Venezuelans for bringing the COVID virus here, because the first one that we checked here at the laboratory came from North America by people returning. Now, I'm not saying that they are not bringing it. You're like, unless you test them and see those who are positive and those who are negative there.
Well, that
Then
is
we
why
can-
you need more testing and tracing.
Well, I'm coming to that. Now, I'll draw reference to the India situation. When India wasn't doing much testing, you had a small amount of people showing up with the virus. Now, India has hundreds of universities and thousands of laboratories. And since they have been testing massively, yesterday they had just over 57,000 positive cases, and the day before 58,000 positive cases. And we are not doing it here. We are not even testing 1% of the population. So we don't know how widespread it is. So I want to tell Mr. Eric that he should take this into consideration when he makes his contribution. We only have 2 places to test it now, CAFA, and you have the university there. 2 places tested it. So we don't know the true figure yet. Now, we don't know whether it's an exponential growth, because an exponential growth of 2 types. And it means that you have a very rapid increase in a short space of time. But 10 people out of a population of 1.3 isn't rapid. So you have arithmetical progression and geometrical progression. One is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. The other one is 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. That is mathematical The statisticians and the people doing tests will be able to tell you that. So we don't know the true figure of the people here who are positive with this. And as one of your callers said, many people now are not wearing masks. You go there and you see people all over the street and so on, and they don't have it. As a matter of fact, my doubles vendor, 5 minutes walk from me, they're a young fellow. I had to tell him last week, I said, wear your mask. You are not supposed to sell without wearing your mask. Today I went there and I passed it, and he was wearing it, you know. So
Yes.
He
took your advice.
Right. People who are vending food supposed to wear their mask, and they are not doing it. Now, I would advise people, if you are doing that, don't buy from those people. Don't buy from those people at all. And before I go, this radio license has to be renewed regularly, you know, by TATT. And one of your callers last week, Monday, he used the N-word on a number of occasions and the C-word on a number of occasions. And when he finished making the contributions, you rightly criticized him for doing that. And I know you don't like to cut off people, but when people are using these things there and using words like Gobar and so on your program, you should cut them off because they are being disrespectful to your callers and it could affect the license of this radio station. So be firm with them and put your foot down and make sure these people behave themselves on your program. Thank you very much, Anne.
Thank you, sir. Let me just say that the number of cases globally with the coronavirus pandemic, according to the latest Johns Hopkins University report, it's 18,364,694. There are 695,848 deaths worldwide. The lines keep ringing, but I did indicate I wanted to go through this latest report by the World Health Organization, which I will scan it through during the course of the show. But more than 150 coronaviruses vaccines are in development currently across the world, and in high hopes of bringing one to the market in record time, right? And I have a number of vaccines here that are being developed, and typically it may take 10 to 15 years to normally develop a vaccine, but this time around, according to the World Health Organization, they expect to develop, they are working with an eye towards developing 2 billion doses by the end of 2021. Let's hear this caller. Hello.
I'm sorry, your number...
Lost that caller there. Call us back, please. 636-7547-227-5739. I know many people have been arguing and debating about this issue of reopening of schools. Well, Dr. Sanjay Gupta of the U.S., he recently just said in a report that it is compulsory that we must have more testing and more tracing is needed before schools are open. And I agree with that. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ann.
Yes, welcome.
I want to know something. How much are the venues that the court trying to come in here illegally and they take them and test them and all that? How many of them prove positive for COVID?
Well, how many of them are tested?
Yeah. No,
that is the first.
They test them.
Well, if they come in illegally, how will they be tested?
No. How much that they are just going as a random? How much people that they have caught and take the shagaramas, they test them? How much has proven positive for the COVID-19?
No, I don't have that figure. So when they catch them illegally, they take them into quarantine.
Right. I haven't heard that any one of them tested positive.
And do you believe that we have over 150 ports open without border patrol? And do you believe that these people can come in here without the COVID?
This morning, I spoke on the morning show there. The borders is closed. It is closed. The Minister of National Security closed the border.
I said there are 150 ports of entry.
The people here is facilitating bringing those people here. If they don't have a place to come, they wouldn't come. The borders is closed officially from the Minister of National Security.
The borders is not secured. It is open.
Well, this is what I'm saying is people here is facilitating.
There are over 12 vessels that can be used to patrol these borders.
Look.
I've been saying so since last week. There are over 150 ports of entry. People don't know all down at Erin, Ikakas. How many people know Coromandel? How many? You only know Ikakas and Cedras and Granville? Do you know Coromandel? Do you know all these villages down there? No, I don't. Hello, good afternoon.
You fighting about this man. He may be from somewhere Diego Martin that side and you know
Get to know your country.
Exactly.
Get to know your country.
You go down on the Southland from let me say
Let's say the Southwestern Peninsula.
They have about 100 places that you could dock in. All them little river we're going out there boat.
All those little ravine and yes.
Exactly.
They are ports of entry.
Exactly. We had 12 boats parked up in Stobbles Bay doing what? What are boats doing? Why you tell Rowley them to go and buy these lamps and put it outside there, boy? Let us supply diesel. It takes, they say $6 million when they come in 2016 to repair the boat. Where is $6 million gone and where the boat? And next thing again, I hear last night Rowley and Rohan Sinanan campaigning on a helicopter and that boat where camera them cancel and out on the OPV. Where that fella beat 5 years he beating it up and down. Eric. That the OPV they cancel, that is why the sea thing open there. All the 12 boats that have, why they bring it out and let people patrol the south area. And I want to ask Mr. Rohan Sinanan. Mr. Rohan Sinanan, which other campaign from 2015 to 2020, all they tell me where you and Rowley do now. Don't talk about Kamla. Kamla gone 5 years, 10 years gone down the road. Kamla gone. From 2010 to 2015 was Kamla. Kamla gone long time. All the beachy like a bubbly coming down the road. Tell me what you and Rowley do from 2015 to 2020. Tell me what all you do. What all you do with $330 billion all you spend when this year up. Tell me what all you do with that money. You and Rowley. Tell me what all you do with it. Rohan Sinanan. And all that barraging all put on the road. Who doing the testing on it? Who is doing the testing on that barraging? Long time on the barraging road, you get 10 years service out there. Now on all the barraging road, you can't get 2 months out there because you see big pothole in the road all about. Tell me who doing the testing. Which company doing the testing in the asphalt plan? And which company doing the testing when they put it down and pour out a big locator test? Who doing it? Show me who doing that, Rohan Sinanan. We want to see the asphalt like we never seen before. We want to see it now. So come out and put on your foot and let me see it. And show me where you're doing the 200 million US that they bring to patch road and fix road. Where the money is? We want to see it. We are asking to see that. And you and Rowley, all the campaign, all you do from 15 to 20, show me what you do. And campaign on that. Don't campaign 15 years gone because that don't beat like a bubbly gone on the road. Beat now. We want to hear now. All right.
Thank you, sir. I was introducing to our listeners some information that came out today. It was released today by the World Health Organization about vaccines being developed for the coronavirus. I wanted to name some of these vaccines that are being developed. You would be surprised that most of them, the majority of them, are being developed by Chinese biopharmaceutical companies. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Anne.
Welcome.
Thank you. I am reminded when the guy spoke about the 12 boats.
Yes.
At Shagaramas.
The Daman boats, yes.
Yes, and before that, I remember it brought to mind that before procurement legislation was raised, Mr. Imbert had bought a boat for $65 million. It's called the Soup.
Yeah, that was used for scrap metal or something.
I'm saying that the money, if they sell that boat, even if it's scrap now, they could buy diesel for these Daman vessels.
Well, exactly.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Yes, one of the main vaccines being developed, it's called CoronaVac, right? It's being developed by whom? A Chinese biopharmaceutical company in collaboration with the Brazilian Research Center, Butantan. You have another one being developed. I have only found one by the University of Oxford. Well, the name is kind of long, so I'll leave the name out. But it's being developed by another biopharmaceutical company. And most of these, what I have observed is most of them are being developed in China, which is where the virus...
I'm sorry.
Sorry about that. 636-7547, 227-5739. Hello, good afternoon, welcome.
Good afternoon again, quickly, Ann.
Yes.
PNM didn't have money to rebuild Balize House. Remember the raffle about 6 high-end cars? So where are they getting this money now to buy all the time on TV station and all the registration 3 or 4 times a week?
Well, I have found, let's not be biased. Let's be balanced here. Both major political parties.
UNC did the same thing too.
Both major political parties are doing the same thing. They fall in the same boat.
Both. So where are they getting this money from?
Well, I wonder the same thing. I ask myself, when I look at constitutional reform and campaign reform finance, that is why we need campaign reform finance in this country. Because as the law states, you're not supposed to exceed $60,000. Do you think the party is adhering to that? Or any particular candidate?
No, not at all.
Of course not.
Well,
Every day I am on my way home, I'm seeing trucks and trailers on the road with the candidate. Do you think they get it for free?
Now, let me address this thing about these offshore patrol vehicles. Mr. Manning wanted to patrol the Eastern Caribbean because he said they are using the Eastern Caribbean Islands as a drug shipment point to bring drugs into Trinidad. Now, we don't have to use that. Just go down to the Southwest Peninsula and see how much coming up the Orinoco River and from Tucupita and Guayra there in the northeast there. And he was going to pay that he's patrolling these areas there, whereas the American have the South Atlantic Fleet and Britain has destroyers that patrolling the Caribbean to stop these shipments from Colombia and so on going to the States. So I don't know why he wants to be the big Sawati for the Eastern Caribbean. We have 12 boats packed up in Chagaramas there, and they are not patrolling our borders at all. What about the helicopters? As a matter of fact, today, Ruan Sananan talking about how expensive it is to run the helicopters, and they all have them grounded, you know. And finally, Brazil now. Brazil bought those 6 OPVs from Britain with a contract now to build more in Brazil on a license, because Brazil is, I think, the 5th largest country in this world in terms of land size, and they have a border, a marine border there, which is about a few thousand miles, and they have oil wells there just off the coast, Petrobras. So they have to patrol it, and those vehicles are suited to that because they have decks for helicopter to be on those boats there. But we don't need that here. We have boats here, we just have a small Gulf of Paria, and we can't control it. And finally, let me state, as I said before, India is now doing massive testing, and because of that now, India is the 3rd largest country with the 3rd largest infective rate on this planet after America, Brazil, and then India. And as I say again, Rowley government is not doing enough testing to give us the true figures of this country or the infection in this country. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Well, the only way, as I indicated earlier, to know the true figures are to test. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon again.
Welcome, yes.
You see the campaign thing on the radio and them? Last night was the worst.
Why do you say that?
Last night was the worst.
Why do you say that?
I leave the radio to go. A certain time I just leave the radio and go and lie down and put on the TV. I put on to see rundown. No rundown there. I turn back to channel 5. They're there again. I turn to 115. They're there again. I had was to go and watch the Family Feud, and it's there watch Family Feud. And when I catch myself and I wake up, Mr. Rowley was still on the radio, on the TV. It's the worst. I don't know where they find money, but it's the first time I see a PNM government ever so frightened in my whole life since I see them frightened. They're real frightened. They're frightened until they don't even know what to do with themselves. I hope they don't kill themselves. I think since 1989, the people run out the country like they're crazy. When man come back here, he come back with walking stick. All already. But I hope they have to run. I'm going.
Thank you. It's 4:31. Let's take a short commercial break, and when we come back, you will be allowed to continue calling. Your calls keep coming in, but we have to take a break as we speak.
All bakers, doubles vendors, and roti makers. Try our high-quality unbleached bromate-free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg, and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited, 665-3336, or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
For quality items, visit Super Quality Supermarket of Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, as well as Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket, Cuba Car Park, for all your grocery items, liquor, fresh fruits, and vegetables, not forgetting their bed and bath section, and kitchen appliances for your home. With so many items to choose from, take advantage of our great prices and discounts at any of our 3 locations, Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Cuba. For quality items, Super Quality Supermarket and Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket.
The following is a paid political announcement.
This ad brought to you by the PNM.
Trinidad and Tobago, PNM again, PNM again. Rain or sun, we vote in PNM, PNM again, PNM again, PNM again. Man, woman, and child, we vote in PNM again. Hey. To serve the people and country, that is the vision. We have the most brilliant mind, providing best solutions. 10th of August 2020, for the election. We moving with Dr. Rowley to lead the nation. Cause the PNM is the right choice at the right time. On election day, vote PNM. Hey, don't get left behind. The PNM is the right choice at the right time. On election day, vote PNM. Now it's PNM time.
On August 10th, vote PNM. Great is the PNM.
That was a paid political announcement.
Visit Eddie's Pharmacies Limited newest location inside JTA Supermarket, C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando. They offer blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, and pregnancy testing, as well as all pharmaceutical products and over-the-counter drugs, along with CDAP prescriptions. Sagicor Carry Care International Medical Card, Guardian Life Provider Card, and Republic Bank points are all accepted at their 3 locations of Eddie's Pharmacy Limited. RS Building, Rosha Douglas Road, Barrackpore, GN Building in Pinal, and C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando. Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liqueur, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liqueur, wholesale and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia, for all your plumbing and electrical supplies, water heaters, filters, and water pumps, plus all parts for Gould, Pentax, and Leo pumps. Choose from leading brands such as Cooper, Varma, BTCino, Leviton, and General Electric. Call 665-6954 for more information. KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia.
The following is a paid political announcement.
The virus is spreading within our borders. But what can we do? Rowley announced the borders were closed. But we never got the whole story. Boats still arrive from Venezuela every day. We never really had a plan. Where is the testing? How many are really sick? How many will continue to arrive illegally on our shores? Will we ever know? Will he ever tell us? If he will never answer, then the answer is change.
That was a paid political announcement.
We welcome you back to Politics 2020. Just about 24 minutes before the top of the hour, where we return to the phone lines. Good afternoon and welcome.
Afternoon. We have a population here about 1.4 million people, right?
Yes.
You is telling me from March month to end July month, where we do in August now, we only do what? 7,000 testing in this country? Out of our population, our 1.4 million people, from March, April, May, June, July, 5 months. 5 months, and we only do what? I don't think we reach 7,000 testing yet. And that is with where we test new one and test back the
But you know what? I've been following the United States very carefully, right? And they were able to flatten their curve only through testing to reach an equilibrium in certain places.
So when
because
there
of
was
testing, that is why I keep saying we need to test.
So because when they were saying that they didn't have thing and it was kind of easy up and 2-3 weeks we didn't get none, it's because they wasn't doing no testing outside, random testing. You understand? There was only testing the few people who would have hook up all about here and hook up all about there, that the testing they was doing. You know, only people who coming in. But to say test the Trinidad and them down here, they wasn't doing that. Is now they start to say local here in it now. You understand? So I find that real funny. Out of 1.4 million people, you only test 7,000 if you reach so much too. You understand? I find it real funny. And then come out and tell me all kinds of things. So they are saying, and Dr. Parashram, well, Dr. Parashram, I can't blame it too much because you can't say too much and you can't do too much. Because they are saying he's the doctor. Okay, thanks again.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon. Welcome.
Hi, Anne. Do you know what the United States and your listeners out there? You know what the United States are saying they're saying right now, and what other European countries are saying? They're saying that the hospitality industry is going to suffer the most. And our Prime Minister really believes that our tourist industry will survive and it'll be great, and he's remodeling all these hotels, and we're getting a Comfort Inn suite. Comfort Inn is a okay hotel. It doesn't, it's just a regular hotel. It wouldn't create the jobs that we expect growth in, but they'll do it still. But I feel like the whole tourist industry is going to take a big beating next year.
That is obvious.
Yeah, but he's not paying attention. He's still moving money into tourism, still buildings. And,
during election campaigning, they can say anything.
Well, the other thing I wanted to say also is that this PNM, I hope people listen to all these commercials and realize that a lot of money is being spent, and we support the radio station, all radio stations, but we support equal advertising for lots of people too. What I was saying is all these people, we have to realize that they're pumping money into themselves and into their party and into their own to enrich themselves, and we are going to be left out. And I say that because he's not doing the testing. From day one, I've always said they're not doing enough testing. And it should be at every pharmacy. You don't have to go to the health center. It should be available at your doctor's office. Maybe when you're driving, they could have it at a junction where they test you right away. They've been doing that in other countries.
That is why I have been calling on this show That they
Oh,
have
it's so
community
good.
testing. Community testing.
You know, it's like, and now, I'm telling you, this Prime Minister wants to see a quarter of our population go down because the callers are already saying how we're lazy, we don't work hard, and the Venice will come and replace us. Let me tell you what happened in America when immigrants go there. White people tell black people, you're lazy and stupid, we'll hire the immigrants. I looking at a similarity, and look what's happening in America with the African American and the Black Lives Matter movement. That this Prime Minister is brewing fire, and people are getting very hostile now, and it's getting hotter, and something will blow up. So we have to have transformational government. We've got to have change.
Okay. Hello. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Lizanne.
Welcome.
Yeah, there's something that I think that Dr. Rowley and Dr. Hines and D.R. Singh and others, they know that they can teach Fauci, that they can teach the president of the World Health Organization, that they could teach Sanjay Gupta, because all these people, the world experts, are telling them that they have to test, and they're saying that they don't have to. They are telling them don't open school unless certain things are met, and they're insisting that school must go on. I don't know how people. I can't understand. They need to. I mean, they must tell those people, those experts outside, what they know and that they don't know.
Well, you know, Dr. Sanjay Gupta, just 5 or 10 minutes ago, he said that the only way to beat this, and before you open school and be compliant with reopening of school, is that you need more testing, you need more training.
Yes, you need all that, and you go to England and you look at SAGE, you listen to that is the scientific association of that's in England there, right? That body, research body there, SAGE, and they all of them telling you the same thing, and they here telling you about, they telling them to test. You have all cases popping up every day, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and they're going ahead, and we wait and see. They tell you, I've been saying that before. They tell you that you need to be decisive and quick in dealing with that. Once you see there's a spike, you try to shut down and you try to attend to. They're not doing that, all because of the politics. They are waiting until after the election. This is what they're hoping for. Then to lock down. So they don't care how much people get infected before that time, before after the date, the election date. Nobody, it appears as if they don't care.
Apparently.
Because, I mean, I can't understand it beyond comprehension. They tell you that children can pass it on to their parents, to their a child living in a home, and they told you that they are fully loaded, they are loaded. It means that they have a lot of the virus in their noses, and therefore they can spread it easily. So when they go to their parents, they go home and you have the grandparents, they use the 60s and 70s. What is likely to happen? They can infect those people, and they are more vulnerable. They are the ones with the health conditions, the pre-existing. They are the ones who are over 65. And I'm saying that they ought to act immediately to deal with this thing. The tutor has been very responsible. That is the teachers' union, in saying keep the children home. All over, they're telling you, listen, you need to keep. And you hear some people, I don't know where their heads are. They don't watch television. They don't listen to the news. They don't listen to BBC and all these different things. I don't know what they do. But I mean, the information is out there. You can't just depend on what these people tell you. I'm not telling you don't listen to them, but you live now in a globalized environment, and you need to open your eyes and your ears. Listen to what is going on BBC. Listen to what's going on CNN. Listen to what is going on Fox. Listen to what is going on MSNBC. All those stations, Sky, and they have the technology. And they're saying, send them the children to school. And those are the people, and you have the sensible ones who would say, listen, my child ain't going to school, because they know. But you have the ignorant ones. When you hear whatever they tell them, whatever the leader tell them, the leader, they're justifying that. They're running to yes, let the school up. What do you want the children to do? The same thing they did with the laptops. They started to criticize the laptop about pornography, and they're the ones who help the government today to abolish the thing, you know. But it's a good thing in this country. You have a lot of sensible people who have their heads on their shoulder and understand. Otherwise, this country is doomed. Thank you.
Thank you. Today, technology is prime. As a matter of fact, in the People's National Movement, they have predicted that by 2022, everything will be taught virtual. It would be e-books. They are getting rid of 40-pound book bags in their manifesto that was revealed on Sunday. Hello, good afternoon.
And good afternoon.
Yes, welcome.
If the Ministry of Health or somebody from the health come by me and ask me whom, reach by my house and tell me that we come up tested for COVID-19 and I refuse, what am I going to suffer the effect of if I refuse?
Yes, I'm listening.
No, I trying to get the joke that if there's a law that I'm going to get jail, I'm going to be charged.
For what?
I'm going to,
jail for what?
If the Ministry of Health people come by me and say they want to test people for COVID,
and you don't want to test?
refuse.
No, there is no law. That is why people are calling for stronger measures.
Well, this is what I'm saying. If there is no law,
You have to volunteer.
You can't go. You have to volunteer to do it. And more people
Well, that is why you have to
test.
encourage more and more people.
This is what I say. More people volunteering to do the test. I'm sure the child that will get the COVID-19 and gone home, I'm sure that household, all men in our household and gone to do no COVID test, maybe I'll get or before or the family or something. Because there is no repercussion for it when you refuse. And I know the first thing you have to know is to charge you, is to do it, is to jail you, or is to do what. And then after, when we reach your house and you tell me no, we could afford to do something. And that is basically the whole thing. So when people talking about 1.4 million people you have, and this and that and the other and the next, and going on the road, and you must be testing. There is no repercussion for you. People don't listen to the news, they don't watch what's going on. You have to put a law in place when they reach there, and you say no, the police are charging one time, okay, you don't want something. And end of story. So we go continue, leave them, don't defend yourself with the COVID-19. Let them go out and do what they want, because trade agents are very hardened people and wicked people their own self later.
636-7547 2275739. You can also WhatsApp us on 378-4975. We welcome all calls and all views. You're tuned into Politics 2020 until the 6 p.m. hour. Just after the 6 p.m. newscast, you have Mukesh Baburam coming in with Talk Your Talk. Take note of that. So, I was speaking about the vaccines that are being developed by these pharmaceutical companies, particularly many of them being based in China. Now, just July 31st, the United States had crossed 4.5 million total cases in 8 days, after reaching 4 million cases. This week alone, 18 states also set a single-day record in which there are 50,000 cases per day. They had surpassed that. And that is why they are moving so accurately on this vaccine. People should not be lulled into complacency. Although the US has been in a similar plateau before, they should not be lulled into this complacency. You're tuned into Politics 2020. Let us take a short commercial break, and when we come back, you can call in on 636-7547 227-5739.
Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liqueur, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liqueur, wholesale and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia, for all your plumbing and electrical supplies, water heaters, filters and water pumps, plus all parts for Gould, Pentax and Leo pumps. Choose from leading brands such as Cooper, Varma, BT Sino, Leviton and General Electric. Call 665-6954 for more information. KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia.
Greeting in the wonderful name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. I am the Senior Pastor Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry. Invite you for a prayer strike force revival starting on the 3rd, the 4th and the 5th August, praying for our nation. Come and believe God for a turnaround. August the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th at 6:30 p.m. Railway Road, Londonville. All are welcome. Come and pray for our nation. Live broadcast on the 5th at 6:30 p.m. Broadcasting at 97.5. Live tell your nanny and your nana, your chachi, your chacha, your grandpa, your grandma. We need to pray for our nation. God bless you. Thank you.
The following is a paid political announcement.
The virus is spreading within our borders. But what can we do? Rowley announced the borders were closed. But we never got the whole story. Boats still arrive from Venezuela every day. We never really had a plan. Where is the testing? How many are really sick? How many will continue to arrive illegally on our shores? Will we ever know? Will he ever tell us? If he will never answer, then the answer is change.
That was a paid political announcement.
It is back. Talk Your Talk is back. This is Mukesh Baburam inviting you to join me right here on U975 FM for the return of Talk Your Talk from 6 to 9 p.m. Enjoy your favorite segments and feel free to make your comments as we journey together. So join me, Mukesh Baburam, for Talk Your Talk. Talk Your Talk.
This is Samaru Ramru inviting you on a journey down memory lane with enchanting songs on the program Nightline. Mondays to Thursdays, 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Let your heart sing along with the music on U975 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio.
Minutes before the top of the hour. To get in live on Politics 2020, you can call in 636-7547, 2275739. Earlier on the show, we were discussing the coronavirus vaccines and more than 150 vaccines that are being developed. But do you know what potential roadblocks it takes when it comes to manufacturing and distribution of these vaccines, and at what cost? Although with coronavirus they have been scaling up production to meet the demands researchers are hoping that by 2021, a real vaccine will be developed. We have a number of callers here on the line. Hello, good afternoon.
And I'm going to make it very quick. But you know what would have been a proud moment for all of us is if we had the Caribbean doctors finding a cure for the COVID virus. Wouldn't you guys feel
Well,
hopeful?
this is what I was going through the list. I was going through the list. And do you know many of them are from China? Biopharmaceutical companies in China. I found one with University of Oxford. I was going through the list. There are over 150 of them, and I am not seeing the Caribbean.
You know something? And we're waiting for the first world. We will always wait. We will always have to be at the table serving. That is what they want to do to us. And I want you all to remember that, They want to keep us serving. We're a service country. We love music and we love to dance.
I'm seeing
they don't want
Brazil, just not too far off, but that is not the Caribbean.
No.
And I'm not seeing, our CARICOM neighbors.
Isn't that terrible?
Yes, it is.
You know, and let me tell you something too. The Prime Minister talks about digitization because they're looking at Estonia. Estonia is very different from us. Very, very different. Completely. Culturally, country-wise, everything else, because I think they are landlocked. The other thing I was going to say is that digitization is a horrible idea. You need books. You need tangible materials. And we have a problem with the glass on the computer, which causes vision problems. You know what one of the ministers said? The minister, I forgot what his name was, but he spoke in Parliament and government, and he said that the Minister of Health, he said we have a lot of children with vision problems because under a certain United Nations agreement, we are allowed to get free computers if your child has a vision problem. So I guess everybody will get a good computer and a laptop if you have a vision problem. It'll be free. Yeah,
Well.
Take care.
Take care. 636-7547. 2275739. If you are just joining us, welcome. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, the Honorable Anne.
Hello.
And host, is that Nicole?
No, I'm here by myself.
All right, again, Lone Ranger Anne. I want to talk about this controversy with the election and boundary and the Prime Minister and Imbert and Padarab. No,
yes.
I want people to remember that our Prime Minister went down with the Chief Elections Officer to visit to Guyana. You remember that?
Yes.
Right. What was the reason he went down there for? He went down there in the middle of a sanctimonious gangster trying to defy election. I thought if they had common sense and they were proactive, they would have put everything in place to avoid a controversy and to give no hint of another sanctimonious gangster parading in Trinidad. Now, listen to me. I trying to connect the dots. And what I am thinking, what did they really go down there for? Couldn't be COVID virus. I believe they went for a copy of that manual, how to outsmart a public for election purposes, done by ANPU/AFC. On page 41 of that manual, I believe we will see why we having this controversy, because it appears that Granger thought he had a very, very close connection with that particular EBC, which is GCOM. Now, I know there is a real and live connection with Coffee and the Chief Elections Officer in Trinidad. And you know who is Sarubai and who is... You understand what I'm saying? So there is a thing. So I want to know why our government is allowing this controversy. Why don't they man up to fight the election clean? Now, the other thing I raised yesterday was the 10%. And I see the 10% in the days of O'Halloran, who was the 10% man. I ain't seen nothing about Small Pen Father, who they suspect might be another 10%. Nobody has sued nobody yet. What are they waiting for? They're free to go to court for all the information to come out of it. Go and have a nice day.
Thank you. 636-7547. 2275739. We welcome all calls and views on this station, on this political show. You're free to call in. Speaking about Guyana, our last caller spoke about Guyana. Today I was reading where the new PPC government, where they are set to pursue an active legislative agenda, that is AG Nanlal. We had him already on the show on Politics 2020. Maybe sometime in the near distant future we will invite him in again. Nanlal, who was one of the first ministers to be appointed by President Irfan Ali just after he was sworn in on Sunday evening, he said that the government will work towards an active legislative agenda, as there are many important pieces of legislation that have to be passed in this era, especially considering the fact that Guyana is now entering into a new economic vista as an oil-producing nation. Now, you would remember when I spoke about Guyana just about 2 days ago, I indicated that the electoral process is flawed. That is what came out of the 2020 Guyana elections. Now, the AG, he have announced to actively pursue this. I spoke about the Organization of American States, how they will also be sending suggestions to the government to correct this. Right, Nanlal, who previously served as the chief legal advisor under Donald Ramuta minority government, asserted that this time around he is not confined in any way to ensure the success of government's legislative agenda. Since the PPC has garnered 33 seats in the 65-member parliament. You're listening to Politics 2020. It's just about 5 p.m. It's the top of the hour. We have to take a top of the hour break. And when we come back, much more on Politics 2020.
Time has come. New 97.5. Make it your choice. Something for everyone. 975 FM. Music for you. It's all about you.
New 97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio.
Power to the listeners.
Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liquor, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liquor, wholesale and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canoopia, for all your plumbing and electrical supplies, water heaters, filters and water pumps, plus all parts for Gould, Pentax and Leo pumps. Choose from leading brands such as Cooper, Varma, BTCino, Leviton and General Electric. Call 665-6954 for more information. KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canoopia.
Greeting in the wonderful name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. I am the Senior Pastor Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry. Invite you for a prayer strike force revival starting on the 3rd, the 4th and the 5th August, praying for our nation. Come and believe God for a turnaround. August the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th at 6:30 p.m. Railway Road, Londonville. All are welcome. Come and pray for our nation. Live broadcast on the 5th at 6:30 p.m. Broadcast them at 97.5. Live, tell your nanny and your nana, your chachi, your chacha, your grandpa, your grandma. We need to pray for our nation. God bless you. Thank you.
And we have come to praise Him.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
Visit Eddie's Pharmacies Limited newest location inside JTA Supermarket, C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando. They offer blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol and pregnancy testing, as well as all pharmaceutical products and over-the-counter drugs, along with CDAP prescriptions. Sagicor Caricare International Medical Card, Guardian Life Provider Card and Republic Bank points are all accepted at their 3 locations of Eddie's Pharmacy Limited. RS Building, Rosha Douglas Road, Barraco, GN Building in Pinal, and C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando.
It is back. Talk Your Talk is back. This is Mukesh Baburam inviting you to join me right here on U975 FM for the return of Talk Your Talk from 6 to 9 p.m. Enjoy your favorite segments and feel free to make your comments as we journey together. So join me, Mukesh Baburam, for Talk Your Talk. Talk Your Talk.
This is Samaru Ramru inviting you on a journey down memory lane with enchanting songs on the program Nightline. Mondays to Thursdays, 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Let your heart sing along with the music on U975 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio.
The following is a paid political announcement.
This broadcast brought to you by the PNM.
We are still with the pandemic. The experts are telling us that it could be with us for a little while still. We're not going to walk away from it and say, okay, breathe easy, it's gone. What we did from very early is to understand that we were in deep water. And eventually, we're going to get out of it. And when we get out of it, we need to know what direction to go, need to know what to do, and what resources we have available, but we must get out of it first. And that is why very early in the game, you would have heard me say that I appointed a committee of some of the best skills in a wide cross-section of activities and experiences. 22 of our best talent, men and women, from labor to business to the university, those 22 people were asked to work as a team to prepare a roadmap for recovery because we knew that we were being damaged. Our economy was being hurt in a serious way. And when it's all over, we would need to recover because we know in Trinidad and Tobago, our anthem tells us that we operate with boundless faith in our destiny. So we know that we are going to have to recover after a bad experience of COVID-19. This team, during the early parts of the COVID, they met 22 leaders, and they consulted 120 leaders in various subsectors in the country. And they prepared this document which I've laid in the parliament. This document is the roadmap for Trinidad and Tobago post-COVID pandemic. Now, we didn't have this last year. We didn't have this the year before. We didn't have this in January or February. We produced this document. It's post-COVID-19 pandemic. So it's the first response of our best talent answering the question, what do we do? How do we do it?
On August 10th, vote PNM. Great is the PNM.
That was a paid political announcement.
10 minutes after the top of the hour, listeners. Welcome back to Politics 2020. And Dookie in your company until just before 6 p.m. when you have a 6 p.m. major newscast coming up, followed by Talk Your Talk with Mukesh Baburam. just trying to reach the San Fernando West candidate for the United National Congress, Sean Sobers, because I have noticed that two major general election polls have been conducted, and the Attorney General, he is competing against Faris Al-Rawi. And Faris Al-Rawi seems to be ahead in these polls. And I would like to ask you, the voters out there, what would have a major influence as to which party you support in next Monday's general elections? Seeing that Mr. Sobers, he is a young person indeed. He's an ambitious young person. You know, it surprises me that some of the main issues in San Fernando West continues to be health care. Health care and unemployment seems to be two of their major conditions that they are concerned about. Youth training and development. Utilities like water and lights. That's the city of San Fernando. So I asked myself, you know, what is the San Fernando City Corporation doing about these issues? Isn't the corporation partly responsible for infrastructure, for roads, for drainage? Isn't the city corporation responsible to some extent for lights and water? Of course, the San Fernando City Corporation, they are no longer a borough, they are a city. So they would have an input into this. And yet, the San Fernando West continues to suffer from these issues. Mind you, public transport also being an issue in the city of San Fernando. The poll also focused on the performance of both the PNM and the UNC in the constituency over the last 5 years. In terms of development, 49% of the respondents consider the PNM's performance to be good, and compared to the United National Congress, 18% of them considered it good. Under the category of bad, the UNC was given a 43% rating, compared to the PNM 29%. You could call me in if you have an opinion on this on 636-7547 227-5739. Also take a note that special voting for those in quarantine was completed yesterday, as 10 quarantined persons who were eligible to vote, they did so yesterday. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Could you just lower the volume on your radio, please?
Yes, I am. Yes, I just wanted to say one thing as well. Not pertaining to what the question is, but what I'm saying is, what secret went on between that meeting with the Prime Minister and that person from Venezuela? Is it
Delcy Rodriguez?
Yes. Is it then the reason why we're seeing all these Venezuelans coming in and not being helped? The thing is, we have the Coast Guard.
Well, we don't know. That question has never been answered.
Well, I with my job, it takes me down to Dow village, and sometimes you see more Venezuelans than Trinidadians on the road.
Yes, it's true. The influx have been a lot lately.
Yes. Not lately. I am telling you even from last year. You were saying more Venezuelans than Trinidadians. I feel there was more in the mortar than the pistol with that meeting.
Well, that is only the Prime Minister can answer that.
Yes. Okay, thank you. And I do enjoy your program. I'm a first-time caller.
Oh, welcome. Where are you calling from? Which area?
Well, I am from Central. I am from Cunupia.
Right.
But I travel.
So how is the election pattern proceeding there?
Well, to tell you the truth, those two major parties, I have no confidence in them. Where I live in the Biocal area, and Monroe Road, Biocal have been neglected by both
Biocal
parties.
have always suffered with bad roads, water,
And
electricity.
and drainage and everything.
Everything.
When and I would like to say the best minister this country ever saw was Jack Warner, although he didn't fix Biocal Road. But the thing is, all the allegations they have with FIFA, no allegations as a minister to him. He is the best minister this country ever had. And I would like to say congratulations to who win, because at the end of the day, it's between the PNM and the UNC. And from what I've heard of the platform, there is nothing really encouraging. The only thing I could say, though, is UNC have a good slate of young people in the party. I can't say the same for the PNM. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Continue to call in and continue to stay tuned in and share the word that Politics 2020, it is the place where you get accurate information, new information, and up-to-date information all the time. You know, in these uncertain times, more guidance, more insight, and more direction is needed. Hence, you are here. 636-7547, 227-5739. Yes, continue to call me in. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon. And I heard you refer to the poll, one of the poll. I think the HBP is what?
Yes, that's the HGP poll.
Yeah, but I really don't pay.
But there were two polls actually. There was one on Sunday.
Yeah, those polls. I listened to this lady.
Both of them have put the Attorney General ahead.
Yeah, but I listened to the analysis, the critique done by this lady, Indira Rampasad, and having done some...
Dr. Indira Rampasad,
right,
yes.
some degree of methodology in terms of polling and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I was quite satisfied with her analysis, and I'm more convinced that those polls, psychologically, it impacts on the electorate, and it can either spur them on, or it could have them. It could lead them to be somewhat deflated, demotivate them, and they are done intentionally. And some of the figures some of the things that they listed there, I on the ground, I live in the communities, I watch the television, I listen to the radio, and it is not that way. It is designed to influence the behavior of certain people. I don't believe in that. I don't take those polls, right? And as I told you before, there were polls done in the 80s, and the polls that no longer exist, no longer around, right? Because again, he was discredited, right? And he is now fallen into oblivion, right? And in Trinidad, and I told you the nature of the politics in Trinidad and Tobago here, where everything people have to, what they do forward, there's no independence, is chaotic. I don't take that seriously. But one of the things that you mentioned in that some constituency with water, light...
Chaguanas West, yes.
Right. Well, yes.
I am saying that is the city. It is not just a borough.
All right,
and therefore the corporation, the city.
I don't live in...
The city is supposed to take care of that.
Yeah, but I don't live in Chaguanas. But when I travel to Chaguanas, had cause to travel to Chaguanas on a number of occasions, and I traveled to Chaguanas with pride. I was in Barbados for some time, and people left Barbados to come to Trinidad. They told me they went to Chaguanas to shop and all these
and they were impressed.
Very impressed. And I'm saying that Chaguanas and those areas ought not to allow themselves to deteriorate or become... or
to sink under the belt.
The culture, PNM culture. I want to be quite clear about that. Right? And other constituencies must not allow their constituency and their areas to become like Laventille, Labre. I'm telling you, I don't live there, I live in the north. And I am telling you, and I live in the heartland. And I am saying, thank God, right, that the people of Chaguanas and southern parts of Trinidad, right, have in fact stayed away from those people. You have problems. It's a culture. And once you fall into that culture, everything deteriorates. I see they're going in now into Chaguanas East, and sad be their portion, right? I am saying they need to stay away from PNM culture. They see the mess they have made in Laventille, They appeared, no, they've been bruised, they've been abused, right? No, and they've been conditioned to accept their lot. And since a little boy growing up, I seen Laventille, and Laventille has deteriorated year after year after year. And regardless of what you do, they're going back. You don't have to give them anything. You don't have to give them anything. They are going to vote for their PNM. If you go to the library, you don't have to give them anything. They're going to vote. And I speak as a Trinidadian. And I want to be very, very blunt.
So you are saying that the traditional votes will remain, it would remain unchanged?
Yeah, they're voting. You don't have to give them anything. Anybody say, well, they go, I'll CPEP work, I'll URP, and they're good with that. They don't want nothing more. You don't have to worry with water and all that. I was living in a community a time and a guy would be complaining about water. You know what he telling me? He told me that his grandmother used to carry water. His mother carried water. He sees his mother carrying water. And there's nothing if he has to carry water. That is the that is very...
That's the temperament that they have.
So they have resigned themselves to the way of life. They live the life they love. They love the life they live, and they live the life they love. And I am saying that the other parts of Trinidad and Tobago must not fall into that. They are in a trap. And don't allow PNM culture to take hold of those other constituencies. This is why I'm saying I tax Saraj, because he has been able to maintain a culture in education. If it wasn't for Satmaraj, he had fallen into the northern western culture. What would have happened to us in Trinidad and Tobago? This is where you get your lawyers, your doctors, your engineer, and all these different things. This is where you what you're telling me, people have to be very careful in this place. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Look at some of the latest news I'm going to report here. According to a CNN report, the New York City Health Commissioner rather, have resigned, says experts were sidelined during the coronavirus pandemic. Would we see that happening in Trinidad and Tobago? New York City Health Commissioner have resigned, saying that the experts were sidelined. 636-7547, 227-5739. Let me just give you, according to the Johns Hopkins University, total cases in the United States have reached 4,751,853 cases with 156,301 deaths. That's just in the USA. You're listening to Politics 2020. It's 5:23, where you are free to call in 636-7547, 227-5739. Just 5 days away from general elections in TNT. Our quarantined voters, those who have been quarantined, all 10 of them have already voted. Those are our special voters. How does life look for you? Let's face it, it is not going to be an easy road. Even after the general election. But as I mentioned to the beginning of the show, most difficult roads often lead to great destinations. So it is your right to go out there and vote. Hello, good afternoon.
Hey, I just heard on the news that there was a big bomb in Beirut. It was so massive. It looked almost atomic. They're saying that thousands of people are injured. And I just wanted people to know that I just heard that in the news, and it was shocking. See how, we're living in a very volatile community, volatile place. But I do want to say, the gentleman who was running locally in our village, he came by, Sri Rampasad, I believe, Dr. Rampasad, and it was really nice. And he met with us and my mom, and it was nice. And so I was kind of happy, and I got a T-shirt. So.
You sound happy you got a T-shirt.
Thank you.
Thank you. Miss Madras, you sound very happy that you have gotten a T-shirt. Well, you're better than I am. I didn't even see the representatives from my area, but then again, when they pass, most of the time it would be the afternoon time when I'm here on duty, so I may not see them. But I can hear from people in my village, and I didn't hear about any T-shirts being given out. So lucky you. 636-7547, 2275739. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. With all due respect, I'm beginning to wonder if your station is another UNC party group because they're bashing the other party left, right, and center, and they're not really pulling up some of them.
Pardon? If it is a UNC party group?
Well, I begin to wonder because if you profess to be a station of wild interest, right?
Yes, I know. How could you say I am brushing what the PNM?
A gentleman a while ago was utilizing a particular segment of the community. He's saying that they are one-way thinking and they cannot change, and he mentioned Lamontel and Labrie.
Sir, all views are welcome. I welcome PNM people who I know call on the station as well.
Yeah, but I don't mind people calling, but they don't have to sound as though the other race is just bad influence. I mean,
but that is not true. If you listen to my program carefully, you will hear I outline facts from both sides.
Yeah, but
you have to be listening carefully. Did you listen to my program carefully?
I hear a lot of the program.
You can never align me with that. You can never align me with being biased. I am one of the most balanced talk show hosts that there is. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I am a frequent listener to your program.
Thank you for calling in.
And I sat here for a while thinking certain things. You are running an excellent program.
I am balanced.
Balance to talk about just now.
I speak with UNC and PNM.
Job. So I don't know what people compete. You can't put into somebody's mouth what they must say.
Exactly.
You know
Just like when the phone when the line ring, I cannot tell who is at the other end of the line.
You are doing excellently. You keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. 636-7547, 227-5739. I allow all parties to call. Look, I call Mr. David Abdullah at the beginning of the program at 3:15. If you have missed that interview, by the way, you can go onto YouTube on RCL U975 and you will get that interview there. It's a very important interview where we spoke about the reopening of the Petrotrin refinery, about the supporters that he has, and we also spoke about the ethics in signing this Petrotrin deal 5 days before a general election. You don't want to miss that interview. Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, Belmont here.
Hello, Mr. Belmont.
I want to endorse the last caller that you are very fair, you are very prompt, and you give everybody the time to explain themselves. But one request I would like to make of you and the callers, that, they let us know what is the opinion about the outcome of the election. Who they think will win and why they say that person will win. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Belmont. Take care. Remember, I was explaining to listeners out there, if you have a dissatisfaction with the present operation, with the present government, then have your say on August 10th. That is your right to vote. Don't complain and then you don't go out there and vote and say, man, my seat is a sure seat for PNM or for UNC or whichever party. And then you don't go out there and exercise your right. Then don't complain. 636-7547, 227-5739. We'll take a short commercial break just after this caller. Hello, good day.
Good day, Miss Anne.
I haven't heard from you in a long while.
Working.
You're working?
Yeah.
Really?
I will tell you off air.
Okay, how are you doing?
Yeah, man. I tell me you come.
You don't call Mukesh Baburam?
Yeah, no, last time I miss him. I come late.
Oh, you're campaigning? You're campaigning, Kimauti.
You listening?
Yes.
You know some big people, right?
Yes.
Don't know they're wearing their mask at all?
Yes, they are not wearing their mask. Unfortunately.
You're going just so you're doing a great job, eh?
Okay, thank you.
Which one safe by your purpose?
Take care.
Because you're ready?
No, I didn't see him walk through the door.
You have to come by plane, you're going just now.
Okay, all right.
You come by jet, you have to come by jet.
You come by jet?
Yeah.
All right then.
You come in already.
All right, I'm sure he's listening to you. 636-7547, Mukesh Baburam coming in by a jet. We'll wait and see. Let's take a short commercial break and we'll be right back.
General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. For all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section, and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liqueur, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liqueur, wholesale and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you. Visit Eddie's Pharmacies Limited newest location inside JTA Supermarket, C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando. They offer blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, and pregnancy testing, as well as all pharmaceutical products and over-the-counter drugs, along with CDAP prescriptions. Sagicor Carry Care International Medical Card, Guardian Life Provider Card, and Republic Bank points are all accepted at their 3 locations of Eddie's Pharmacy Limited. RS Building, Rochette Douglas Road, Barrackpore, GN Building in Pinal, and C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando.
Greeting in the wonderful name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. I am the Senior Pastor Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry. Invite you for a prayer strike force revival starting on the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th August, praying for our nation. Come and believe God for a turnaround. August the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th at 6:30 p.m. Railway Road, Londonville. All are welcome. Come and pray for our nation. Live broadcast on the 5th at 6:30 p.m. Broadcast them at 97.5. Live tell your nanny and your nana, your chachi, your chacha, your grandpa, your grandma. We need to pray for our nation. God bless you. Thank you.
And we have come to praise Him.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
It is back. Talk Your Talk is back. This is Mukesh Baburam inviting you to join me right here on U975 FM for the return of Talk Your Talk from 6 to 9 p.m. Enjoy your favorite segments and feel free to make your comments as we journey together. So join me, Mukesh Baburam, for Talk Your Talk. Talk Your Talk.
This is Samaru Ramru inviting you on a journey down memory lane with enchanting songs on the program Nightline. Mondays to Thursdays, 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Let your heart sing along with the music on U975 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio.
The following is a paid political announcement.
This broadcast brought to you by the PNM.
Without the PNM in office, today we could not point to the National Investment Fund, called the NIF. $8 billion of assets. We had to fight to get back from people who had no intention of honoring their responsibility to the taxpayer. We had to fight to get that. And what did we do with it? We created a national investment fund. For that alone, we had the right choice to continue.
On August 10th, vote PNM.
Before 10 p.m.
Great is the PNM.
That was a paid political announcement.
"25 minutes before the top of the hour, listeners and callers. We are into the last 20 minutes of Politics 2020, where you can call me in 636-7547-227-5739. Remember, tomorrow, Mr. Vade Seram will join me in studio from just about 4:30 p.m., where we will be discussing the economy and several other matters linked to politics. Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, good day.
Good day.
In school, I'm planning with something, right? You see a lot of schools where children are being affected and schools are being shut down and children are being sent to quarantine for 14 days, right? In a situation like this, right? And election is on the corner. When the day for voting, will these people be? Is there any thing put in place for these people to cast the vote and exercise their rights? Because it's no fault of no one. I mean, because
you're speaking about those who have been quarantined.
Sorry?
Are you asking whether those who have been quarantined will be allowed to vote?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, yesterday special voting started, and the people who were quarantined were allowed to vote.
Oh, because I know for the Charlieville area, right? I have some friends who attend.
Yeah, Charlieville, Astra have been closed.
Yes, and I was talking to one or two of the parents, and they told me how the district with the health center told them they cannot vote. But I mean, there should have been. I mean, as I know here in this, that as they fall under special voting.
They will come under special voters, and special voting is allowed until the day before general election.
Right, but I don't think plenty people are aware of this in this situation, even I didn't know.
Yeah, so probably I need to highlight it more, so, and you could also spread the word. Special voting goes on, it started yesterday.
Right.
And it goes on until the 9th. Until the 9th of August.
So these people who are quarantined and who are home right now, and they will, how will the procedure? Will they be sending someone, or they have to go? How is the procedure?
Well, once they are eligible to vote, they will have specific areas. They wouldn't send anyone by their home.
Yeah, because you see the thing is that
they will have specific places. So what they would need to do is contact the EBC, the Elections and Boundaries Commission.
Yeah, because what happened is the district for that area and the health facility that they told them they're not allowed to vote, right? You know, remember if it.
But they should call the EBC. They have until Sunday at 3 p.m.
I think this should have been out for these people, for special voters. They should highlight this more because a lot of people don't know about it, and I'm sure plenty other people share the same view concerning this, because everybody
well, you know, when the election date was called, the EBC made it clear that people in quarantine would not be disenfranchised. So therefore I think they need to contact the EBC and see which area they will be eligible to vote.
But you see, the point I'm trying to make also...
You're saying it's not advertised enough by the EBC?
Yes, and the government should have put things...
You're saying there should probably be television ads and all of that, educating people on it?
Exactly my point. And also, they would have a list of how much people are being quarantined, correct? Because if you close down, they would have all the people who was in that particular school, parents or whatever, they'll have information concerning these people, and they should have put it's election time. They should advise these people also, just how they tell them, stay home, do not leave your home, whatsoever. They should have been telling these people because they have a right to exercise.
Well, it seems that every day the finger is changing, sir. Look today how many police officers were suspected to be around people with COVID-19.
I find this election, this is just my thought. I find it's a wrong. To me, it should have been postponed, and because everybody have the right. Despite if you're voting UNC, PNM, PP, whoever you're voting for, your rights must be heard. And I don't think people know about this. Thanks.
Thank you. For those who don't know, let me just state some of the schools which have been closed so far because of COVID-19, like the St. Augustine Government Primary School, Montrose Government Primary School, St. Jude School for Girls, Maraval RC Primary School, Takaruga Presbyterian Primary School, you have Charlieville Astra I mentioned just a while ago, Arima West Government Primary, St. Michael's Anglican, Ivy Village Government, St. Mary's Government, and 5th Company Baptist Primary School. Those are the schools thus far, which have been closed because of COVID-19. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. So there is special voting. I believe there's a cutoff. They have to register for special voting.
No, well,
registration date, so like, who can register already?
that can't be true. That will be those special voters who vote every year as special voters. In the case of COVID-19, remember every day they are getting new cases.
Right, but I think based on the regulation.
What I am saying is that the deadline for special voting is on Sunday at 3 p.m.
Right, but I think you have to register. There's a deadline before you must register to be a special voter.
Well, they will have to call the EBC and get that information. If a person couldn't predict he will get COVID yesterday.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, but I think the regulation is the regulation. I think there's a deadline that if you didn't register by that date, there's a lot of people who now being quarantined who not have registered, then they may not be able to vote.
Well, my best advice to them is to call the EBC, get in contact with them, whether by virtual means or otherwise.
Yeah,
Thank you. 636-7547, 227-5739. You are free to call in. We welcome your text also on 378-4975. I was explaining earlier that Vahid Seeram will be joining me tomorrow, where we will be discussing, among other things, Guyana oil. We will be discussing this issue today. I was reading about the billion-dollar industry with the illegal tobacco industry that exists in Trinidad and Tobago and that enters our borders. And you would recall Mr. Seeram last week on Politics 2020 would have indicated how Trinidad and Tobago, they can navigate their way to their own industry and make billions of dollars. I will ask him to explore and expand a bit on that. We also promise to speak on recycling if we have the time. So many issues to speak on. But it all has to do with an impact on the economy. And as I mentioned to all our viewers and listeners, if you have missed that interview with Mr. David Abdullah, you can catch it on RCL U975. Your last few minutes to call in, speak about the coronavirus. We're speaking about San Fernando West and all the delinquencies that they suffer under. Tutor and NPTA
Following.
They are protesting the fact that SEA is going on in these schools that I've named for you that have the coronavirus. What is going to happen to them? For example, Ivy Village Government School. That is one school that was closed because of coronavirus, and that is one school that is used for voting purposes for the Naparima constituency. Will they relocate the area? That would be interesting to find out. Whether they will just sanitize the school and reuse it. 636-7547, 227-5739. It's coming up the quarter to. Mukesh Baburam is already landed. He has already landed in studio. Mukesh, one of your favorite fans said that you are arriving via a jet. Mukesh boy, I have to see that jet. He is all smiles. People will label you by the color you are wearing, you know. You will hear much more of Mukesh just after the 6 p.m. newscast with Irma Ratan Singh. 6367547, your last few minutes to call in if you wish to call in. If not, we'll be winding up Politics 2020 for today, as we have much more in stock for you tomorrow with our special in-house economist, Ved Siram. Have yourself a wonderful evening. Remember to stay safe on the nation roadways. Remember to exercise your democratic right on August 10th and go out to vote. But let me squeeze in this last caller here. Hello, good afternoon.
Yes. May the Lord guide and bless and protect you and cover you in the blood of Jesus, and you'll be safe and on your way home. Have a blessed day.
Thank you, sir. Well, that blessings I can certainly take. We're just 5 days away from that grand day. Yeah, I know you need guidance, more insight, more direction. And that's why you're here. You're locked on to the right place. 975 FM. Hot like pepper, multicultural radio. I am Ann Duki. Thanks to Shiva Parasram for having us on YouTube, RCL U975. Have yourself a wonderful evening.